Okay, we're on. So hey, I'm Jamie. Welcome to our Tuesday Night Live. We have co-host here, Jen.
Yay.
Say hey, Jen.
Hey.
Okay, you guys, so we are here at the Tuesday Night Live. It's our last one of 2016, and so we wanted to do this as a co-anchor thing. And so I don't know if I'm Matt Lauer or what's the other one?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But it's Jamie and Jen. There you go, the Jamie and Jen hour. Okay, so what we wanted to do was we wanted to go over some things that are really important. Jen has been in the business now for what, a year and a half?
2 years in February.
Okay, so 2 years in February. And so there are some definite things that you guys want to do here, this time period right now. And so we're just going to kind of go over some things. And I want to say that this is, I think you guys, if you clicked on the link, you can actually ask questions over here. And so if you do, between the two of us, one of us will see it. But basically, if you want to get a piece of paper out, and I'm gonna give you guys some things that you need to do that I do every year, and as a business owner, what you want to do to prepare yourself for the end of the year. So at this time, I am now, like, Christmas is over, and you always try to make as much gift sets as you can that you're going to sell, and sometimes you have some things left over and something that you're going to break down. And we just had a guest arrive that she wants to hear about the opportunity, so we're going to have her watch. We're doing a Google Live Hangout broadcasting, so you can sit right here and you can ask us questions if you want to. Feel free to chime in. This is like our meeting, but we're doing it like we're broadcasting to all the peeps all over the place. So we're glad you're here, and you look so cute. I love your outfit, and I love your hat. Okay, so what I do, Jen, and we'll ask you what you do, but what I do every year is, so my garage is like crazy. I always have like a staging table in my garage with all my gift wrapping stuff, and I came up to the studio, and I got all the sets that we had on display, and I'm breaking things back down, and I'm putting things back in the boxes, and I'm putting them back on my shelf that we didn't sell. And then I do have some sets that I love that I shrink wrap that I don't want to break apart because they'd be great gifts for a guest at the meeting or a hostess gift or something like that. So I'm not going to break those up because they're super cute, and I'm like going to totally give them away because it's a business write-off. And so I'm getting organized. Okay, I'm getting rid of all those things that I don't need anymore. I'm not hanging on to every single teeny tiny piece of shred or whatever. I'm cleaning things out, and I'm thinking, did I use this in the last year? It's kind of like with your clothes in your closet. I bet you a lot of you guys are doing that right now too. But in your office, you want to kind of clear things out, get rid of the paper, get rid of the clutter, and clear things out. So there's two national sales directors that I can think of off the top of my head, Linda Tupin and Pam Shaw, that are like masters of goal setting and of streamlining and of really just great systems. And so we're going to kind of talk a little bit between both of them. So from a product perspective, and from a shelf perspective, and from getting my office set up and ready for the new year, because in Mary Kay we have 2 New Years. We have our fiscal year. The first day of our fiscal year is July 1st. And of course, in the world, the first day of the new year is January 1st. So with the IRS, January 1st is the new year, right? So it's kind of cool because we have like a 6-month time thing, and then all of a sudden everybody starts resetting their goals. This is the time when you kind of reflect over 2016 and what went well, and what would you like to change, and are you where you want to be right now? Did you make a step forward, or are you in the same place that you were last year at this time and didn't make any changes with habits? Or what do you call them? You call them habit crushers, or what is it? What is it that you're crushing? What is it? Bad habit crusher? What is your thing you were saying?
You're putting me on the spot now.
Remember, you were like, I'm going to crush this bad habit or something. What was it?
It's like
a bad habit crusher?
Yeah, pretty much.
She was using that word, crush. Okay, so one of the things that I think is really important, and January is kind of my month to really train on this, is money management is like ultra important. And the better your systems are, the better and easier it is for your taxes. But we have to pay our taxes, right? And we have to get everything ready for our accountant or bookkeeper or whoever does our taxes, or for ourselves. And so your records are really important. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a stickler on making sure you do your weekly accomplishment sheet, because that tracks all your sales. And you really need to know what inventory you have. And This has been a really great selling season this year. I think overall, I think the economy in terms of retail sales was up 11%, which is really high. And I know for myself, I had 3 months in a row of, I think I sold like $3,000 or more in each one of the months, like October, November, December. I sold way more than that in November, and I'm right at about 3,000 this month for December. So, which is higher for those 3 months than my normal. Usually I do sell 4,000 or 5,000 in one of the months, and usually it's like 2,000 in the other 2 months each. So inventory can get a little crazy, but I do know that in our unit, I've had some consultants that have not had enough inventory on hand. They have sold multiple quantities of certain things that they didn't keep enough in stock. And so when we talk about inventory, this is a super important part because you're running a business. And so if you were going into a retail store, you would expect the product to be there so that you may purchase it, right? And we are retail, even though we're not in a storefront. We are a retail business that people would like to be able to purchase the stuff. They don't want to have to order it and wait for it to come in. Not to mention, you don't want to have to spend all that time waiting for it to come in and then going back and re-delivering. And sometimes if you don't keep your systems tight, your inventory is not right. So you have to take your inventory at the end of the year. But the other thing too is, as your customer base grows, so will your inventory level. It doesn't stay at the same level. It grows, and you will find that, like I used to sell a lot more oily combination miracle sets than I did normal dry. Well, now my customer base is flipped, and now I sell way more normal dry than I do oily combination. And so you just flex with it. You know what I'm saying? But you want to make sure that you have enough product on hand that you can service everybody for the month. And then you just place that one order once a month to restock your shelves. That's the purpose of having a full store, is what we always say. So I'm going to put this over on share screen, and then I'm going to get to Jen. She's going to do some talking here in a second. But I'm going to share my screen with you so that I can show you a really great way, a very easy way to take your inventory. Oh, good Lord, I don't know what just happened, but hopefully you guys can see. What I'm going to do. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Okay, so this is my InTouch site. Okay, and what I want you to do is go over to ordering. If you guys want to come around to the back side and see what we're looking at, you're welcome to. But we're going to go down here to ordering, and I want you to come on down here to order forms, and you're going to go over here to Winter 2016 Consultant Order Form, and you're going to click on that. Okay, and this is the order form. All right. This is the current order form. Now, this also comes in your Applause magazines that you get every single month. But so you could easily grab one out of that. But if you don't have one, you can easily print it out very simply, okay? Now, I want to draw your attention because we do have some new consultants in the unit right now. So I want to make sure you guys understand there are Section 1 items and Section 2 items. So up here, Section 2, it says right here, sales aids, okay? So your Section 2 sales items, those are items that we don't sell retail. Those are sales aids. They're items that will help you in your sales. And so when you order this from Mary Kay, they are immediately a tax write-off. You don't have to count these up. You don't have to keep inventory on these. As soon as you buy them from Mary Kay, that's an immediate tax deduction for sales aids, okay? You don't have to keep inventory on that stuff. And you don't have to stockpile it either, right? Okay, Section 1 here, this is the products. These are the products that are retail in your catalogs, your lookbooks and your beauty books. These are the retail products that we buy for $2 and we sell for $4, okay? And so what I would do is I would print this out, and I would go to your shelves, your car, anywhere where you have product, and you really do want to streamline that. So you should have it like your office, and then like whatever carrying cases you have for to go to your parties. But you want to count up every single item that's Section 1 in there. Now this will have all the current products and all the new and limited edition products that are current right now. So you guys, if you're in this business for more than this last quarter, then you might have some older limited edition products that are not on this order form. So you want to handwrite those in. So you're going to tally everything up. You're just going to put the quantity in every single one of these lines, whatever you might have. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back into the InTouch site. You're going to go to ordering, and you're going to go like you're going to create yourself a new order, like you were going to place an order with a product with the company. And you're going to come here, and then all those quantities, say I had, 2 normal dry miracle sets, and I had 3 combination oily, and I had, three pour minimizers, okay? And I'm gonna, everything that I had a total for, I'm gonna put that there, I'm gonna update my order. And you'll see up here, this is a subtotal now. You've got a subtotal of retail and wholesale. So the reason why this is important is you don't need the quantities of how many skincare items you have and how many color items you have. You just want the total amount of retail and wholesale that you have on your shelf. That's what you want. So if you put it into here, you don't have to hand calculate all of the numbers that you have on that paper order form that you just filled out, okay? It's automatically doing it for you. And then you can save this order. You're not going to place this order. You're just going to save it, print it out. Now you've got a real value of your current inventory that's on your shelf. Super easy, lickety split. And you'll notice too that these are all done just like on the paper order form. They're all done by category, so you can very easily find everything, okay? All right, so that's what I do. I'm going to bring us back to in person here. If I can find me to you somewhere. I don't want to stop that. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, yay, we're back. Okay, we got a little audience here. Okay, so that is a super simple, cheap, free, important thing to do. So once you have that, then I want you to tell me what your dollar amount is, what your wholesale dollar amount is on your shelf. And so when you're a brand new consultant and we do inventory with you, and we always say like a half a store is a star level, $1,800. You know, you might be thinking, well, how do they even come up with that? Well, $1,800 wholesale, which you're going to sell for $3,600, is about, it's not even one of everything in the product line. Okay, we have to streamline it. It's not even one. It's one of most of the skincare, one of most of the color, not all the lipsticks. Usually I try to get all the eyeshadows, but it's not one of everything, but it's at least one of most things. Okay. $3,600 is an emerald star, and often we say that that is a full store Mary Kay when you're a brand new consultant, okay? But once you've been in and you're building clientele, a full store anymore. So you need to see how much retail you have on your shelf, because getting a handle on your money and your investment into the business, because, you know, whether you take a loan or you reinvest your profit to build your store up, either way, you're still investing in your business, okay? And it does take product. You know, it takes money. It's not, this is not a get rich quick overnight. You're building a clientele that are going to reorder product. They want to get that product on hand, and they want to get it in their hands immediately. You know, I told a story earlier today that I have the Mary Kay decal on the back of my car with my phone number. Yesterday, I was driving to the post office, like my phone rings. And you know, when you're in sales, a lot of times you don't want to answer a call that you don't recognize the number. But when you're in my business, you do, because you know that your phone number's out there, and it could be a client, right? So I answered my phone, and this lady was behind me. She goes, "You saw Mary Kay? You're in the Mary Kay car in front of me, right?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Do you have skincare? Do you have products with you?" And I didn't have my products with me. And I was telling my consultants just 2 or 3 days ago, I said, you know, go around, because everybody's out right now. It's Christmas time. Everybody's out. And take your products with you, because you'll have sales. So this lady, she was ready to buy on the spot. She had used the old 4-step program years ago and was excited. She wanted to get back into Mary Kay products. She didn't have a consultant. So anyway, I'm delivering her products this week. But if I didn't have products on hand, I'd have to say, oh, I could take your order. And then she would probably go find somebody else. But you know what? I'm driving a pink Cadillac, so I'm certain she knew I had products on hand, which is probably why she said, hey, do you have products with you? So you really want to have those products on hand. You're running a business. Don't be afraid, okay? This is skincare. People buy it. Mascara, they buy it. Women buy it all over the place. They might as well buy it from you. And if you make it easy for them to get it, they will buy it from you. Okay, so that's how to get your inventory lined up and set up. And then you want to take stock. What do I have? Do I have only $600 on my shelf? Well, maybe you embezzled from yourself. Maybe you never paid yourself for the product and you were never at a full store. And you know, you maybe were a little sloppy with your money management. That's okay. It's a new day. It's a new day. Okay, people make mistakes all the time in business. It's a new day. Start fresh, take what you know, and move forward and correct some of those bad habits. Get tight with your systems and treat your business like a real business, and you'll be paid like a real business. Okay, so first step is you've got to take an ending inventory. The reason why this is so important to not put off, this is what you want to do this week so that you have an ending inventory by the end of this year, because you have to give that to your accountant. Okay, so this is really important, and you'll have documentation. It's really, really easy. Okay, for those of you who have items that are not on the current order form, that's okay. You can just tally up what those items are and add that into this inventory. Okay, all right. So Jen, I've just talked a little bit about inventory. Tell everybody what you do or what you have found, or if you have an easy tip or for inventory, like for this type of thing.
Okay, so something that I do also, Jamie showed you the current order forms. What I like to do is every new quarter when we get a new catalog that comes out, there's always a new order form that goes with it. And so you can always get one of those order forms for free when you order your product from the company. And I always get at least one. Sometimes I forget if I ordered one, I order more. So, but I like to do that because then I can easily go back to those old order forms and check off the inventory that I have, the limited edition inventory from those past lookbooks that are in that order form. So I don't have to think about how much it costs retail and wholesale, and it's just right there in front of me, and then I can just have a couple tally up
that's really
sheets
good.
in that way.
And you can always call the company too if you don't know the price of something. And that's one of the things that I call it strategic marketing. So like when you have, I don't like having old stuff. I like to move it. And you'll sell whatever you show. You sell whatever you show. So I had a lot of the old satin lips, which I think is a great product, but I gave away a lot of that as Christmas presents this year. Like to the women that worked in my dental office and different things. Because it's a great product. There's nothing wrong with it. They just updated the version of it. And it was a great product, but I was able to write that off. I'll be able to write that off as a gift from me, and not lose money on that and not have old product on my shelf because I'm trying to show the new, because the new is what's in the lookbook, right? So you want to learn how to strategically market and strategically show, because you will sell whatever you show. And I thought of something a second ago while you were talking, Jen, and now I can't remember what it was, but I'll get back to it. I'm sure I'll remember. I hate it when it happens, but anyway. Okay, so inventory. You want to take an inventory. The other thing you want to really do is you want to make sure that you write down your mileage at the end of the year, okay? Now, mileage, I think it's still 57.5 cents a mile for the write-off. And so you definitely want to have an ending. One of the first things I tell you when you start your business, and this business, in my unit, is to take down a beginning mileage, all right? Just write it down in your phone, wherever you keep your tax stuff, what your beginning mileage was. Now, the IRS wants you to kind of keep a mileage log. I'm terrible. I'm so good for like 2 weeks, and then that's it. I forget. I'm just over it. And I was finally released when I actually was audited for 2 years. So I will just give you my experience and all that. But what I found was my date book was where everything was. And so from your date book, you can reconstruct a mileage log. Okay. You have your meeting, your to and from your meeting is the mileage there. If you have appointments, if you're going to work and you have deliveries, you can see your sales tickets and it was a friend at work. It's very easy to reconstruct all that. Events, those are in your calendar. You have to go to Orlando for an event or whatever, and so that's a really great way in your date book. And but you want that ending mileage. And a great thing that I've ended up doing was I go to get my oil changed at the end in every December, because now I've got a piece of paper with that mileage on there. So it's not just me saying it. I've actually got proof. I guess you could take a picture too, for that matter. Something with the news. I don't know, something. You could do that. But so that's something that works. Okay, what do you do? Anything on that?
Planning on making an appointment to get my oil changed so that I would have the mileage.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and it's kind of nice because it makes sense. It's easy, and then you get on a system and a routine, and it's just all about routine. Okay, so you know what? I should have come over here to see if there's anything on here. I don't even know if we have anybody on. Oh, yeah, one viewer. Okay, good. So with these chats, if anybody, I think you guys could ask questions in the group chat. I don't know though, because this is my first time doing it through YouTube, so I have no idea really what we're doing. So scary, I know. Okay, so
We grow as we go.
that's right. We're growing as we go. Okay, you know what, Jen? Pull up our Facebook thing and see if anybody's asking questions there, or Voxer, if you don't mind. Okay. All right. So another thing that I want to have you guys do is Linda Tupin says to take garbage bags and everything that is in your office. In fact, I'm going to read her words exactly. Take a big black garbage bag to your office, and in a perfect world, I would ask you to take everything out of your office, clean it from ceiling to floor, make sure that your room is bright, happy, and preferably with a great window view. Then put it all back in the office, only the things that you need, and ditch the rest. Okay? So I have actually done something like this where I have, I can't think in a cluttered place. And I've like taken a laundry basket and I literally have taken every single thing off my desk and stuck it in the laundry basket and then just pulled out like my paper clips or whatever that I want, my lamp and that kind of thing. And then I would work. I had my date book and I would start booking and working. And then I would only put back the things that I needed to have in what I call prime real estate. So when you're at your computer, whatever your office area is, it doesn't have to be a whole room, but whatever that is, you want what you need in your prime real estate in your immediate space. Your date book, you might want a beauty book for somebody, profile card, sales ticket, if somebody calls and places an order over the phone or whatever, those kinds of things. If you have postage or whatever, like I have postage systems and things like that. I'm really excited, you guys. This little side note, I wrote my grandson a thank you note because he took my daughter to the store. I think they went to Walgreens or something. Anyway, he wanted to get me some nail polish because he knows that I like nice nails. And so it was really cute. So he picked out this Wet n Wild hot pink nail polish for me, which he picked it. She said he picked it all out completely himself. This is what he wanted. And it was really cute because he got his Pop a spatula because Pop's in the kitchen all the time cooking for us. And I loved it because it was cute. There was lots of thought involved with things that we would want. And so he's 5. And so he's now, it's really strange because he's not really reading, but he's writing. He's writing words out and he knows what the words say. So, I mean, reading, it's a backwards way of usually you read first and then learn how to kind of write the words. But anyway, so I wrote him a thank you note, and it's like his first piece of mail directly to him, and I wrote it out. So it'll be cute. I can't wait for him to get it and see what because he'll probably be able to read a lot of it. Anyway, it was really cute. I don't remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the office. Organizing. Okay, so Linda Tupin, it feels so good to have all the clutter out, right? And then you find that if whatever you've got on your desk that you need to work, you keep everything else in the bag. You can put that bag in your garage. And a month, 2 months, 3 months go by, and you still haven't had to go out to the garage to find out what's in that bag, you could probably just throw that whole thing away. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just junk. It's just like a training thing over here and an old something over there that you think you might need, but you really don't need it. Release and free your mind so that you can go and forward and be creative and grow your business. So, got any thoughts on that?
No, that's perfect. Because I cannot work when there's too much stuff going on. I have to do the same thing. I'm like, get out of my way and let me focus. Yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah, and it just makes you so much freer. It's incredible. Okay, so another thing that you have to get clear on is not only are you kind of cleaning out and preparing things for the new year, with your taxes and all that kind of stuff, but you've also got business you need to create, right? And we don't have a business if we're not booking. So Pam Shaw to me is like the guru of systems, time management, goal setting, and tracking a goal. Linda Tupin's really good too, but Pam is like, she's so disciplined and she's so articulate. Both of them are really so good. But Pam, she has this planner that she designed, and you don't have to use that planner. I have tried a couple of times to use it, and I'm not disciplined. But the premise behind it is awesome, and I didn't do so great this last time, but I've got another one, so I'm gonna keep on trying because you keep on doing, and eventually it's gonna become your thing. But what I was gonna say is, without a plan, you have nothing. And what happens is we start to reflect over 2016, over 2015, 14, 13, 12. And you think, where am I? 5 years ago, am I in the same spot? And this could be with weight. This could be with anything, health, spiritually, anything, right? And so Pam did this amazing little Facebook Live thing. I posted it on her Wave page. And she took a lot of time. It was a free thing, but it's her thing. She's so good with it. And a lot of people think that Pam is like this major, super,
C personality, as we like to say, you know, super detailed and super. She's not. She's a total I off the chart. And in order to function and be successful as an I, and eyes are like the, you know, we always joke and say bird, a plane, squirrel, you know, like they're the cheerleaders, and then they're inspirational, and they're influencers, you know, but they're not like micromanagers, you know, the accountant type detail people. But she knew that she would never get anywhere if she didn't tighten her systems up and be disciplined in that. She would never grow she would never reach her potential of where she's supposed to be, her God-given talents, right? So she really focused on systems to help her. So that was running in the background so she could like live in her sweet spot. Okay. And so some of y'all love that. Some people love that organizational stuff, and they stay in their cubby hole organizing everything all the time, and you're not making any money because you're not with the people. You know, so you need a little of all of it. Okay. And so Pam did this really great thing, and I want to really express to you guys that if you're watching this, and you're still watching this by now, that means that you're probably really wanting a business. Okay. A business where you make money, not where you lose money. And so if that's the case, you do need to take internal inventory, basically, of all these aspects of your life. And Pam has a really great way too, because she has them kind of broken down, you know, career, health, spiritual, emotional, financial, what else?
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 different
Yeah.
categories.
And the coolest thing about this little workshop that she talked about, did you watch the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay. So good. So you'll be able to, because I mean, it was probably 2 hours, hour and a half at least.
Hour and a half, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this is new, right? This is a new thing. You can't, because this is one of my problems. I didn't realize that I didn't watch this seminar years ago. And I would try to create goals for every one of these categories, because that's all in this planner. And I thought, I need to do all of these things. Well, you can't do that. She's like, if you're a veteran goal setter, you can do three of all of those. But if you're not, you pick one. And if you think you're good, you can do maybe 2. So you pick for the next year, what's your focus? What do you want to grow, change, be better in, whatever it is, you know? And it's funny, because for me, I think my health is number 1, which goes with my health. The weight and health thing goes right. And then for me, I think spiritually, I want to grow more deep spiritually. Those are my 2. I think going to be now you would think career, because I want to become a national sales director. But I know by growing those 2, that's going to happen. That's going to grow anyway. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like those 2 will really kind of mind, body, and soul kind of a thing. It'll fill me up, and it'll make me feel good, like feel successful, like I'm moving forward in my life, you know? And every year might be different, right? But then she breaks it down. Okay, so you got your year thing, and what in your wildest dreams, what would you want this next year? What would you have wanted to achieve, accomplished, or reached in those 2 areas, right? And, for me, I'm not telling you my age, but my birthday's in January, and I'm coming up. That'll be my last year of a certain decade. So it's important to me that I don't enter the next decade where I am right now. So that might be my biggest thing right there. I don't know, but, we have time limits on everything. That's good to have time-sensitive goals. So there you go. So these are important, and you want to reflect, and you want to take time. And I will tell you something she said that I never heard. I've heard it a million times, but I never really heard it. She said that, because I've heard all kinds of successful people don't have TVs, in the house, they don't have TVs in their bedroom. And I want you to know, it hit me like a ton of bricks over my head. I've developed a really bad habit. I don't even know. I've had it for 10, 15, 20 years. I don't know. Of turning on the Today Show in the morning, first thing, because the noise of it makes me not go back to sleep. And then I kind of get up, and then it's playing in the background while I'm getting ready and everything. And she said that she doesn't let any news, if it's not music or quiet, that's it. That's all she hears the first whole part of her day. She doesn't want anybody else's news going into her head. She wants to be with the Lord. She wants the music can come into her, and that's it. Positive stuff. She guards it. And I thought, wow, I mean, I don't need it. We don't even watch TV. The TV in my bedroom never is on except for the morning show of the Today Show. That's the only time I watch the TV. We don't ever watch it at night. You know what I mean? It's like so funny. And I thought I should get rid of that thing, because also then I don't go to the gym like I should be going to the gym, because I wait, then there's another person I want to hear, or I want to see that recipe, or it's just so ridiculous. It's like, that's keeping me from these things that I really want. And then you feel like an idiot. Like, how much time is I wasted?
Cut something out to gain something else. Start taking stuff off to put something, because just like in your Christianity, if you're expecting God to give you something, if your hands full, you can't.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. And I do know this: you can't just take away. You must replace with a new habit.
Yes.
Right? And because, like, I used to use the analogy that cookies are like my favorite thing. I love cookies, especially home-baked cookies. I love them. Love them. And if I said, okay, I'm going to lose weight and not eat any more cookies, and I don't eat a whole bag at one time, just in case anybody's wondering, but I do like a cookie. And if I say, okay, I'm not going to eat any more cookies, and I don't say that when I want a cookie, I'm going to give myself a carrot or whatever that replacement thing is, then eventually my willpower will fall away and I will eat that cookie. Some trigger, whatever it is, will happen. And if I don't have something to replace it, I will eat the cookie. You can only be so strong on your own for so long, right? So what does this have to do with Mary Kay? Okay, so what this has to do with Mary Kay is you need to think about these areas of your life. And interestingly enough, both of those areas have nothing to do with my business. I'm still running a business, okay? I still have minimum goals, maximum goals, financial goals in this business to reach my overhead, to reach, what I need to pay myself every month. If I have an assistant, I need to pay her every month. I have goals, if I have a car payment or whatever, I don't, because I have a free car. But, if these things, right, vacation fund, whatever it is that I need to do, you need to set those things, and you have to be diligent about your business. You have to grow it. You are the CEO of your business. So you need to have a weekly plan sheet. Here's what else Pam said. She said that if you don't schedule in your weekly plan sheet, daily plan, time to make the phone calls, you can't just say, I'm going to get 2 bookings a day. That's a great goal. That's a great goal with zero plan. Because it won't happen. Because it's something new or something challenging for you or something uncomfortable, and you will find everything in the world to do in front of that, and then the end of the day will come. It will not have been done. And then you'll think, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. And that happens day after day, 365 days in the year. And then next year we're going to have the same conversation, right? So if you don't say, the schedule is this. The other big aha that she said, and I'll let you talk in a second because I know I'm talking a lot. Sorry. This is another, it was like over the head. I was like, I've heard her so many times. I love Pam. I don't know why I didn't hear this before. But she's like, it's routine. She goes, and I'm one of these perfectionist kind of people that, I used to try and schedule my life out. And then, of course, the kids, nothing happened the way you schedule it. Life happens, and it's never how it's supposed to be on the plan. And then it would be frustrated. And I'm like, okay, I eat a cookie now. I might as well just eat them all day long. And then I'll start tomorrow not eating the cookies. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so she said you need to have structure, same morning routine every single morning, and same bedtime routine every single night. And the middle of the day, you have your plan of what you need to do, but that is loose. That's loose. But the same exact wake up every morning, the same exact go to bed every night, off the TV, whatever your routine is that makes you go to sleep, because you need to have sleep. You have to renew your mind. You need to do these things. This has to be a regular thing. And my husband, he works odd hours. And so it has thrown me off, because I never used to be a night owl. Now I am 1, 2 in the morning before I go to bed, and then I'm waking up way late. And if I don't get the sleep, then I'm a foghead and I can't even think. And of course the exercise is not in there, which of course makes you tired, which makes you, you know what I'm saying? It's like it all just kind of goes together. And I was talking to him about this, and really and truly, there is no reason why we can't tighten that up and have that same bedtime and I know it would help him too. So, okay, Jen, what do you want to say?
No, I was actually thinking the same thing, because my
Did that hit you too?
Is crazy too. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, I really would like to. I love the idea of quiet time in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually don't get enough sleep at night. Therefore, it's like a rush in the morning. And when she was like, oh, I have my schedule and it's planned out, and she says she's intentional about what she does in the morning. So when I wake up in the morning, it's like, oh my gosh, what time is it? I need to get in the shower. I need to do this. And it's chaos. And my
Right.
day is like all thrown off because it started off chaotic.
Mhm.
And then that just sets me up for chaos
Right.
for the rest
So
of
you're
the
chasing,
day.
you're chasing your day instead of being in charge of
Yeah.
your day.
Yeah, and so that
Yeah.
was something that she really like.
Not in charge of your day.
Yeah.
She really said that that hit home with me too, was the whole. And she said really to function, for your brain to function well, 7 hours.
Yeah.
But that's not
Minimum. She said that was the minimum.
And
She said
for
she
some
needs
people,
9,
yeah,
right?
for some people
Yeah.
it's more than that. But I mean,
Mhm.
if I could get 7, I'd be super happy. So I'm totally cool with 7. But that's something that I would
Yeah.
like to be intentional about, because that will also help with spiritual walk as well.
Right.
Because my quiet time gets overridden
Mhm.
because of the chaos that I'm like, oh gosh.
And then you have no
I don't have time
peace.
to do.
And with no peace, what are we doing in this rat
When
race?
you try to
Mhm.
find your spiritual time, it's probably usually right before you go to bed,
Mhm.
and that leaves you not getting into it because you're going to fall asleep.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's a good point. So, yeah. So those are really good things. So one of the things too I know is I get so jazzed when I hear Pam and Linda both talk, and you might be getting kind of excited to listen to us. I don't know. We're just regurgitating what they said, but what I know is this: you get jazzed in the moment, and then life hits you. Like whenever you go to a conference, you're excited. You're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna change the world, and it's gonna be awesome." And then you get back out of the pink bubble, back into your life, and then it's the same old thing again. And so that's why she says pick 2 areas to focus. Really, one area. One area. If you just picked one area and everything else stayed the same, you're still farther along than you would if you picked nothing. Do you know what I mean? And you can't. It's like, they always say, like the lion trainer. If your mind can't focus on a lot of things, okay, too many different things to the goals look at, you do nothing. That's why a lion trainer can go into a cage with a lion. If you ever noticed, and they have a whip and a stool, that the stool is faced outward. Do you really think that stool is going to keep a 700-pound lion from pouncing on him in that little whip? No. The reason why that they put the stool backwards, so the legs are facing out, is there's 4 different legs, and the lion's not sure which one to focus on, so he doesn't do anything. He's paralyzed, like he just isn't sure where to focus. So that's why they go in like that. The mind is that way. You can't have too many things to focus on. The beautiful thing, though, is it's kind of all connected. So if you focus on 1 or 2, probably the other areas also are going to get a little bit better. But when she says focus, it's your heart over the line commitment to yourself to change something in that area, whatever it is that you want to change in, and measurable, smart goals, measurable goals that you break down from the year to the quarter to the week to the month to the week to the day, and just be true to yourself. And you'll make mistakes, but don't let it ruin everything. Just next day's a new day. You have your plan written out. So that weekly plan has to have your business things in there. You have to have what it is you're doing. You have to have your time to make those calls. You have to have those times to coach your hostesses. You have to have those things. Even if you never had a party, you still have to make the time to do the front end work. Okay? Would you agree?
Yep.
Something
else.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Jump in.
Something else that really resonated with me was that she said a lot of times we end up getting to the end of the day and we look at everything that we had planned, and you look at, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't get that done. I didn't do that. And she said to focus on your wins, to focus on what you did accomplish that day. She said one thing that she had to really was her win was she had, a full however many glasses of water in the day. I 8 glasses of water in the day, and that was her win for the day. Maybe it may not be anything big and grand, but if you focus on that, then you're not focused on negativity. Your brain is focusing on a positive, and you're looking at a positive. Yeah,
because you will always, it's funny. I was having this conversation with my husband the other night. Words of affirmation are my love language. And so when somebody tells me I've done a good job, or, I'm doing well in something, I mean, it is like you just gave me an entire jar of vitamins. Absolutely. And I'm like sunshine. I'm just radiating from inside. I mean, not shown on the outside, but it makes me feel so good if I've helped somebody in some way or whatever. And likewise, that if I do something and nothing's ever said, it's not that I do things to hear the kudos or anything like that. Then it's neutral kind of. But I was once married to somebody who was really negative. So it was like a double negative, because somebody was like me, that words, you know, the tongue is like a sword, right? Biblically. And it's my word. I was thinking about this. I was vacuuming yesterday. I was thinking about this. My mouth is my biggest weapon. It's terrible. I remember when I was a kid, my mouth got me in more trouble with my mother than you can ever imagine. And but I also know my mouth is also very good at inspiring and encouraging and motivating. And so the words that we say have power, right? But it also can tear people down in a heartbeat. And so words of affirmation are my love language. And I had a husband, and it was my was man. My was man, he was always very critical and always negative to me, which somebody like me, that's a double negative. See, if he hadn't said anything, that would have just been negative. But when you say bad, mean things, that's like a double knife in the soul of somebody whose love language is words of affirmation. And so it's really important, because your mind listens to your voice more than any other voice. So if you're only focused on those things, you were maybe raised by a critical parent, or you become a critical person. If you're that way with yourself, you got to stop it, because it's terrible, because you listen to your own voice, because you're talking to yourself all day long, whether you want to admit it or not, you are. If you're a woman, you for sure are. And you got to change that, because you're listening to those negative things, killing yourself, beating yourself over and over and over again. And it's just so not good. So the only way to change that is to listen to those positive things. So I listen to Pam. I listen to Linda. I listen to Stephen Furtick. I listen to all kinds of things. TD Jakes. My Jamie Vernius, our national sales director. And nobody that fires you up like her. She's amazing. She is by far the best mentor, the best mentor I've ever had in my life, because she has this way of making you love yourself and be the best you that you can be. The best you that you can be. That God loves you. She's all about love and work. Love and work, you know what I mean? But she's just amazing. So so you guys just think about that when you're reflecting over your year. Don't get overwhelmed by it. Pick one thing. You know, a lot of times when I had little kids at home, I would make a bug list. Because I would be so stressed out. Oh my gosh. I remember we would go in the morning getting ready for school, and it was a constant yell fest. I was like, you know, it's supposed to be, I'm like, where's Ozzie and Harriet? So many people don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm like, I wanted, like, you know, Ozzie and Harriet were happy day, you know, happy days, breakfast, mom making breakfast, children getting off to school, everybody loving each other. And it was like scream fest. Where's your tape? Where's your shoes? Where's your what's your backpack? Whatever, all these kinds of things, you know. And it was crazy. And I thought, this is nuts. They're stressed out of their mind. I'm stressed out of my mind getting them to school. So I made this bug list, and I realized that the biggest stressor was, we had a 2-story house, and I didn't want them coming to the bar unless they were fully dressed. TV never came on until their breakfast, their teeth were brushed, everything was ready to go. And their backpacks needed to be by the back door on a hook. I failed to figure out solutions so that we wouldn't be screaming, because what were the screamings about? Where's your backpack? Why is it not this? Where's this? Where's that? Why don't you have this? We had set up systems, and all of a sudden it was like, we were like singing songs on the way to school. Everybody was happy. You know, so if you write out a bug list of all the things that just are your hot spots, and it could be something so silly. Like, I just had to put 3 little hooks by the back door, and the night before made sure the backpacks were in there, and that solved everything. Nobody was looking for anything. Something that simple was the biggest stress relief of life in that season of my life. And so just make those lists. What is the biggest energy drain that you have right now? What is it? Because you have the solution for that. The problem is you don't take a moment to sit in some peace, no distractions, no phones, no Voxer, no nothing, and take some time for yourself to figure out what are the 2 areas, 1 area, 2 areas that you want to grow in, and what are your bugs, and what will help you get there, and make that plan. Okay? Yeah, well, get out of your head, because you're the one confused and lost. That's what Pam always used to say.
And write
For
it
God's
down.
sakes, don't look within your own head, because you're the one who's confused and lost. Don't look, right? And so anyway, I don't know if you guys have any questions. Did you look in the thing to see if we have any
I
questions?
didn't see any. I'll check.
Because we're like just talking away here. I don't even know if there's any sound. Hopefully there is. I don't know where my phone is. Okay, so I'm not going to keep you guys on much longer, but I just wanted to really encourage you to get your inventory ready, count it up, get your mileage. We do have a tax seminar here. Tom Tunan's group is coming in to speak to us. I think it's January 20th. It's a Friday night. You're welcome to come. You're welcome to bring guests. It's a free night. He's a great accounting firm that's been doing Mary Kay accounting for years. I mean, and they do thousands of Mary Kay people. So they know all the things that are write-offs. Bring your husband, bring your whoever, parents, significant others, whoever. And bring people that you think might be interested in understanding the benefits of having a home-based business, because it's phenomenal. I mean, it's really, really great. And so that's January 20th. We also have the Melting Pot $100 gift certificate. So that is the greatest thing on the planet to book for right now. Who doesn't want to win a $100 with a free makeover? You get a free makeover and a drawing for a $100 gift certificate to the Melting Pot. You don't have a boyfriend, you don't need a boyfriend. Take your girlfriend. Take girls, go whatever. It doesn't matter. It's fun. It's the drawings on February 3rd. It's going to be just in time for Valentine's Day. Have a girls' night out, whatever. And that's going to be really great. And so when you're talking about goals with your business, you know, your minimum goal should be star consultant, straight up. And that's just making $600 profit a month. Nobody can live on $600 profit a month. That's just some shoe money or vacation fund money. You know what I mean? That's what that is. That should be your minimum goal. That's $300 retail sales every single week for the quarter. And you place a $600 wholesale order every single week or every single month for the quarter. And I will tell you that the company career conference is coming up in April, and they have a contest. So it's December, January, and February. If you place a $600 wholesale order December, January, and February, consistently each month, you'll earn the bracelet as well as the luncheon. December is the first month of that contest. Don't miss December, because then you're out of the running. You're out. Okay? Unless you're new and you haven't come in yet, then I think you're still okay for January, February, but we'll see. Anyway, so this is not a question and answer thing because I see nobody here. Who knows? Maybe nobody will watch it, but we had fun.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Jamie and Jen, over and out.
Out.
I like that. Let's do that together. Out.
Very good.